You ever have a day that starts so perfect it almost dares the universe to ruin it? Yeah, that was this day. A Saturday in late July, sun pouring down like it had been saving up all year just for us four off-duty cops finally syncing schedules to enjoy a barbecue. Just good food, cold beer, trash talk, and laughter, nothing complicated. And that was the problem. See, peace doesn't sit right with some folks, especially when that peace doesn't look like them. It was my backyard new fence, brand new grill. I probably shouldn't have spent that much on, but man, it was my dream. First real thing I'd ever owned. And I was sharing it with my people, Reggie, at the grill. Kevin rambling about the superiority of classic rock Darnell. And I kicking back and solving nothing about basketball stats. The music was low, just smooth R&B melting into the afternoon like butter on toast. It was mellow, it was earned. And then the scowl. Landon Dubois, 19, tall, thin, angry, like it was his full-time job. He was perched on his deck, a book open in his lap. He clearly wasn't reading. Just staring, judging. Kevin caught him first. "What's that kid's deal?" he asked. I shrugged. That face could curdle milk, but we all felt it. The air shifted. Reggie joked about tossing a burger over the fence. We laughed, but it was thinner now. That invisible line between comfort and tension had been drawn, and we were standing on the wrong side of it. We just didn't know yet how deep it went. Then came the creak, the slam. Landon didn't knock, didn't ask, just stormed through my back gate like he owned it, like we were squatters on borrowed soil. Face blotchy, fists clenched. "Can I help you?" I asked, calm cop voice on. But he didn't want help. He wanted to feel powerful. "You can turn this garbage music off," he spat, like we'd just assaulted his eardrums with war drums. Music was barely audible, but this wasn't about volume. It was about us. "You people think you can do whatever you want," he said, and that pause, that awful pause between you and people, man, it hit like a slap. My stomach dropped. Darnell tried to diffuse it. "We can turn it down, man." "No problem." But Landon was on a roll. He pointed at the grill, our plates, us. "You don't belong here. You bring your culture, your noise, probably selling drugs." That's when Reggie stepped forward, all 6'3" of him. Calm but firm. "Watch your mouth." Landon flinched, fear flickering behind that smug sneer, and then like he'd rehearsed it, he pulled out his phone. "You're threatening me. I'm calling the cops." Calling the cops on 4 off-duty cops. And he did. Right there in my yard. Spun a tale so absurd it would have been comical if it wasn't so dangerous. 4 large men drinking aggressive armed. The word weapon slipped out of his mouth and my heart went cold. That's the kind of word that gets people killed. The sirens came fast. 2 squad cars, 4 officers' guns, not drawn but ready. And standing there watching them flood into my yard through the open gate Landon had left, I felt something I hadn't felt in years, fear. Real fear. The kind that doesn't care about your badge or your record or your truth. I raised my hands. "Easy," I said. "My name's Jock Thorne. We're all police officers." Davies, one of the responders, recognized me. Took a beat. Darnell, Reggie, Kevin all pulled out their badges. "Off duty," Darnell added. "This is Jock's place. This is Jock's." It started to click. Landon was ranting nearby, still in character, talking about violence weapons gangs. His mom, Heather, came storming out next, all pearls and fury, demanding our arrest like she was ordering dinner. But the officers didn't take the bait. Davies, to his credit, started asking real questions. And Landon, his story wobbled quick. First it was a knife, then a gun, then something shiny. Kevin deadpan said, "Pretty sure that was my watch. Or the grill." Tension cracked a little, but not enough to laugh. Then came the line from Davies. "Making a false police report is a serious offense." And Heather, she doubled down. "My son is a good boy. They're lying. They're probably a gang of dirty cops." That silence heavy. Nasty. But Davies didn't flinch. "There's no evidence of a crime," he said. "Your son trespassed. He started this." Landon blinked. Heather sputtered. "And then," she hissed it, "you'll regret this. People like you don't belong here." That wasn't just venom, that was a warning. Next morning we were all over the neighborhood Facebook page. Not our side of the story, mind you. Heather had posted a carefully edited video of Reggie stepping forward, no sound dramatic music added. Her caption, "A gang of aggressive men had threatened her innocent son. Claimed we were flashing fake badges. Claimed the police covered it up." It exploded. Suddenly we were suspects in our own community. The neighbors froze us out. Glares replaced greetings. My mailbox got tagged with a slur. Darnell's kids asked why he wasn't wearing his uniform anymore. Kevin spent his days defending us while his own neighbors blinked in confused disbelief. And then, like clockwork, the call came. We were summoned. Internal Affairs. Graves' Cold Precise Clinical was waiting with a stack of lies notarized under Heather's name. Drug use, threats, abuse of power. Due to the public nature of these allegations, Graves said we're opening a formal investigation. Desk duty. Badges surrendered. Reputations on life support. We were living a nightmare spun from nothing but fear and racism. We weren't even allowed to clear our own names. So we did what we knew how to do. We investigated. Kevin pulled court records, public complaints, old local news articles. And what we found, Sterling Heights, their last town, where Heather led a campaign to block low-income housing, where Landon had a sealed juvenile charge filing a false police report. This wasn't new. This was their playbook, but it wasn't enough. Then came the miracle. A quiet neighbor, Martha Stevens, called. Nervous, scared, but brave. "I saw it," she said. "I saw everything." She had cameras, she had history, trash tossed in her yard, garage doors tampered with. But the kicker, she had footage of Landon walking into my yard and laughing with his mom afterward. Still, we needed more. So we set the trap. Big, obvious security cameras went up. I live my life loud signs in the window car on the line. I dared them. And on the fourth night, they broke. Caught in 4K. Landon pouring sugar into my gas tank. Heather whispering about that lie we told about the weapon. We had them. Confession and all. I packaged the footage, sent it to IA and the captain. Subject: new evidence. The response immediate. Davies himself came back this time with handcuffs. Landon was smug until the words hit, "You're under arrest." Heather shrieked about lawyers and lawsuits, but it was over. The camera had seen it all. They were charged. Their empire collapsed. Neighbors apologized. The barbecue returned. And Martha, she became family. Now, I won't say it didn't leave scars. It did. It changed how I see the badge, how I see my block. But it also reminded me hate can't win if we stand together, if we fight back, if we refuse to be erased. That's the real story, the one behind the headlines and the sirens and the perfect summer day turned to hell. And if it stirs something in you, anger, hope, reflection, good. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me, where does justice begin? And who gets to define it? Because sometimes the only way to keep your place in the world is to stand up and take it back.